Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa and this is where I live. It's a small little town in Tasmania called Ulverston, and I'm going to show you what to do with your nails. This is your sample that you would have received in the mail. It contains fingernail file, an orange stick, an alcohol pad, some Jamberry instructions including application and removal, and your sample. In addition, you'll need a hairdryer, some scissors, your choice of fingernail polish, and if you've got one floating around, a cuticle push is really handy as well. Preparation is very important. So what you do to prep your nails is to get your pointy part of your orange stick or the other angled part and to just push all your cuticles back. The wraps will not stick to skin or to cuticle, so it's really important that you ensure that all that has been taken care of. Okay, once you've done that, using your alcohol pad, open it up and making sure that you're cleaning all your fingernails with the alcohol pad, and that removes any oil that may be on your fingernails and might cause the wraps to actually lift. So now I've just cut the little sample in half. I showed you how to do that, but my son Lucas decided to come in and help. Now you need to measure it up to see which fingernail that they fit. Now this is a smaller sample than what you'd actually get with Jamberry. They give you quite a wide selection. So even though some of these won't fit, for example, your thumb, when you actually buy the Jamberry, there's plenty of sizes to do that. So you're measuring them up, and I've got quite curved fingernails, so you can see I've got a bit of excess on either side if you look closely. So I'd probably be more likely to use this one's fairly good, or this one's only got a little bit of a gap, so I could use either of those two on this finger. With my little finger, of course, there's probably a bit too much gap there, so I could probably go this one. So I'll demonstrate putting it on my little finger using your orange stick, just the end that you've cut, because this is the end that'll go on your nail, and this bit here you're going to file off, and it's really important that you don't touch what's going on your nail, because that way you're going to keep it nice and sticky, so you're going to get a good application. So we've prepped our nails, we're going to hold that flat. Excuse the noise, we're going to get our hairdryer and we're going to heat it up for a few seconds. Okay. Then you're going to line it up onto your nail and touch it and pull it down. Then you're pressing from here, pushing up, and then you're rocking side to side. So when they're warm, they will be a little bit stretchy, so it's important that you don't stretch them too much, because that's when you get some puckering. Give it a little bit of a tweak at the end, and when it's cool, you're going to get your fingernail file and you're going to vertically file down on that wrap until you can just pull that off. Okay. So basically that's almost finished. We tend to use our fingernails as tools and not jewels. I usually then go from straight down, so not up and down, straight down, to then a little bit of an angle, just to get the tip of my fingernail exposed, just a tiny amount, because when I'm grabbing something I'm not going to knock it. Now to seal that in, what I do next is I get a plastic bag And I forgot to tell you to get that, so I'm sorry about that. And I pull it as tight as I can. And because heat and pressure makes them stick, heat again, and that'll seal that in. So that's my little trick. Then I go around with the cuticle pusher, or you can carefully use this end of your orange stick, and I push down the edges as much as I can. And just give it a double check to make sure there's no little edges showing. So basically that's done. So that was really quick and easy. Now that looks fairly good from this angle, but if you look at this angle, you'll see that there's some nail exposed, and that's perfectly okay because you're the only one who will notice that. There's a tiny bit on that side, but when they're all together, you don't even notice them. So they're quite good like that. What you can do is continue to apply these onto your different nails. But I did ask you to do a challenge with some fingernail polish. So this is a Jamberry fingernail polish. Unfortunately, they're not releasing that yet into the UK, which is a shame because it is quite a nice fingernail polish. So I'm going to put that on my thumb because I know none of those wraps will fit my thumb. Okay, and I might choose my, which one will I go? I might go this one. And I'll show you why I've gone that one in a minute. I'll show you how to use scissors. You can also use scissors. So if your fingernails are really, really short, or they're not very, very strong, you can just trim it as closely as you can to the nail using fingernail scissors. Okay. And then just use your file just to take off that edge at a little bit of an angle, not too much. Again, using our plastic bag, pulling it as tight as we can. Heat. And pushing the edges down, sealing those edges down with the old cuticle stick. Stick it to our stick, heat, line it up. Okay, that one went on a lot better. Push from the bottom to the top, then push down the edges, either 90 degrees directly, file it off, or of course just cut it with scissors or clippers. And then a little bit of an angle, just so you're not lifting that front. Plastic bag, remember, I want you probably Google all different techniques. This is my technique with the plastic bag. And I think it helps seals in that end, and even if you've got a few bubbles in there. Okay, so that's my application so far. So I've got fingernail polish, I've got 3 wraps, and then I've got a fingernail polish. So my fingernail polish, which you're probably not surprised, on that finger is starting to sort of get a few marks, but I'm going to put another coat on anyway, and that'll smooth that out a little bit. I haven't been the kindest to it, but for this one here I'm not. Now you don't usually do this quickly. What I want you to do is probably wait about a day, and it's a little bit trickier because you've only got one go at it. But this pretty one here is actually a see-through wrap, and you can put it on as it is, or you can actually put it on over the top of fingernail polish just to add a little bit more pop, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so the wrap on the stick, a few seconds of heat. Now you've only got one chance to put this on, because once it touches, you can't take it off. Okay, so from the base to the top, and then from side to side. 90-degree angle to get the edge off. And look, you're not going to be this good straight away. 3 applications it took me to get a little bit confident at this, so don't be worried if you actually go to do this and you're finding that it doesn't look quite as good. That's certainly normal to start with, so just do a couple of applications. All right, so you're putting that pressure on with the plastic bag, so that's as tight as you can get it. And popping your heat on and then pushing it down. Okay, so as you can see, they look quite good, and there's my thumb with my normal polish on it, so that I'm going to use that to compare to how long these ones last. I find that these don't last as long as just going on to bare nails, but they do look fairly stunning, and we've got lots of designs like that. How to do is remove them. So I'm just using acetone-free fingernail polish remover. I'll just pop a little bit in the lid. Using your orange stick, I just want you to get underneath the edges of the wrap, just to break the seal. Dip it into your fingernail polish remover, just let it sit there for a little bit, and then just slowly, using your stick, just work it off. Never rip them off, they'll damage your fingernails. And then of course just going like that to remove any excess. I hope my video really helped, and thank you for trialing the product. Now, as you know, I'm really going to appreciate your feedback, but the ultimate goal for me is to sign you guys up as a consultant, or even if you buy a product through my site, which you can actually do after launch in April. Now, this is what the actual Jamberry sheet looks like. There's enough in here to do 2 manicures and 2 pedicures. So you cut them in half, so there's 2 nails in each of these. So you end up going to about there, or depending on the size of your fingernails, choosing 5 of those to do one of your manicures. Then for your pedicure, you put the big one on your big toe, and then you'll cut up this one here into smaller little bits. So there's 2 rows on each, so that's your 2 manicures and your 2 pedicures. So it's quite good value. It'll sell in the UK for £15, and I imagine, like here, that's a lot cheaper than going to the salon. There's a kids sheet as well, so there's tons and tons on there, enough for at least 3 manicures for the kids. Or if you don't want to be cutting up these ones to put on your toes, you can actually order these and put these on your toes. So these are our, if you can see them, these are our Easter ones at the moment, which are really, really cute as well for kids. Now, if you know any brides, you can imagine these on a bride's fingers. These are a gold decal, and you could even paint underneath, like I showed you with this one here, to really make those pop with a pretty pink or a pearly white or something like that. So these are your see-through ones. It's a really exciting product. I've been doing this since November, the end of November I joined up, and I've just been loving it. I've just been going from one amazing opportunity onto the next, and it's really done me the world of good. I'm actually a school teacher, so during the day I'm teaching at school. I've got 2 young kids, and now I'm taking on Jamberry, so I'm really excited about that.